Now let's see how these deep learning are actually helps us to find the features of a time series data. Let's see it. Actually, in when we discuss the deep learning chapter in full detail, then we have seen in how these things at one. Now let's try to get the idea how these things actually work. Suppose let's take we have a data sets like a heartbeat data set. Let heartbeat data set. And we are interested to find some important features on the data based on our based on our problems. Means we have to design some special features onto this data. So our task is we have to design the features, design the special features onto this data. Okay, so you can think, so those guys who are actually build these features, they have to know some basic knowledge of the medical knowledge. They have to know some basic knowledge of medicine. They have to know some basic knowledge of the signal processing as well. Processings, and obviously they have to know the in details knowledge of the machine learning. If some guys are expert in these fields, if they have some knowledge on the medicine background, if you have some knowledge on the signal processing background, and also they have knowledge some machine learning algorithms, then they can only doing these jobs. Since the heartbeat data have occurred from various situations to situations and person to persons vary. So first they have to know some primary knowledge of that data. Based on that data and based on the problem requirement, they have to choose the base what kind of features will be the best for the for that problem. That's the things that helps us to featureize something. That's if we manually doing these jobs, this kind of requirement we have to know. Suppose let's then another example. Suppose let's we have taken some another type of data, speech data. Speech data. If you consider this speech data, the guy who are the guy who built these algorithms, so they have to know some primary knowledge of the acousticist. Acousticist. They have to primary have to know these things. Okay, and based on this knowledge, obviously, or first thing, obviously they have to know signal processing, acid learning. It's the common part, but as well, it's a he or she have to know this knowledge. Acousticist. Okay, after these things, they can choose they can design the special feature onto this data. They are able to design the special features onto this data. Okay, but as well you can think like a e-commerce company time series data. Already we have since in e-commerce company time series data. Already we have discussed this thing. So e-commerce company time series data. Like this kind of data. If we have means the guy that we have to design this, they have to know some primary basics knowledge of this field, signal processing, like machine learning, like medicines, like acoustics, like that kind of thing. They have to know primary basic knowledge. But the advantage of this deep learning chapter is that they have no need some manual persons that have to know something. So the advantage of this deep learning is the advantage of it is they have no some primary knowledge. If we have some lots of data, the first conditions is if we have some lots of data. So this is the first requirement for any deep learning algorithms. First requirement is we need lots of data. We need lots of data, And after that, if we have some lots of data on this thing, then this algorithm, this deep learning algorithms helps us to find the what will be the best features on our data, means on our according to our problem, obviously. So it will helps us to find the automatically find the best features, means it will automatically learn the best features from your data. Okay, that's the main advantage, you can think, like it helps us to find the automatically, it automatically learn the best features from our data. That's the main advantage of it. Okay, so we can apply on this deep learning model, we can apply the time series data, we can apply the text data, we can apply the image data as well. So it will works very good onto this data. Time series data, if we apply onto it, or you can apply things the text data, like, or you can apply here the image data. Okay, so these means in today's world that we have live on internet, so this data, the data means the size of the data is not a matter. We have huge amount of data on each. You can think like a time series text or image. Time series means I'm talking about like share market data, like video data, like you can think is a heartbeat data, like this kind of is a time series data. Text data means you can think news data. Okay, news, Google News data, like this kind of text data. Image data means video is a first thing, or anything, anywhere you can think. Image data, a huge amount of huge data we have available. Okay, so data size is not a matter. So in today's world, because of these reasons, data size, we have huge amount of data. Because of these reasons, deep learning is so applicable that it's automatically learn the features. What will be the best features from our data? Okay, they have not required to some primary knowledge or field. That's the main advantage to find the features. This deep learning, we will see these things deep learning in the next in the future some chapters. We will learn in details of everything in details of deep learning. So these are the main thing, or you can think like the featureizations of the deep learning. You can just if you think like, okay, Google, already in every Google Assistant, if you think first applications is Google Assistant. Google Assistants, it's the great applications of the deep learning. Okay. Because of this deep learning, we can easily build this kind of features. Like in Apple, you can think like a Siri. Okay, Siri. In Amazon, so you can think like Alexa, like this kind of. Or you can think the recommendation system, some beautiful recommendation system, with song recommendation system, like that kind of thing. Recommendation system. Is the great application. These are the great applications of the deep learning. These things, they are only possible by using of the deep learning. We will see everything. Okay, because these are the thing. It means from this data, if you think Google Assistant is like a voice data, speech data, in time series also, Alexa also, recommendation systems, it will be video format, it will be image format, or it may be possible some things like audio format. If you just going to give some recommendations of the song, it's will be audio format. If you give some news recommendations, it's in text format. If you give video recommendations, it's in video format. If you give the product recommendations, then it's in image format, like that kind of things. So to find the best features according to our problem, it's only possible through this deep learning concept. Okay, to find it will helps us to find the automatically find the best feature. What will be the best features on our data? There have no need some special persons that have some prior knowledge of medicine, signal processing, ML. Just you have to know some basics coding of the deep learning, how to apply onto machines. If you know this some little bit knowledge, then you can easily find out what will be the best features on this data. That's the main advantage of deep learning. We will see it in future series. So these are the main applications of the, I think you got the point, how this deep learning helps us to find the features. So the LSTM is one of the deep learning technique that we will see how that these time series data are applicables on deep learning by this simple technique LSTM technique. We'll see it further session.